up, everyone? Welcome to Firelanepodcast. I have a very special guest, Alex Carrizales. Go ahead and do your IG tag.
You can find me at Instagram at Carry_dreams. Carry, CARRI_dreams, like you're dreaming, you know? Dreams, carry dreams.
There you go. And as you know, my name is Moises. And you might be wondering, where's my better half? She's actually taking care of the kids right now. There's a whole debacle that happened this week where she wasn't able to make it today. But yeah, we've been trying to get this young man into our podcast for a while now, and we finally made it happen.
Thank you for having me.
Of course.
I've always worked in this kind of field. This is the first time I've actually been interviewed, I guess.
You've always been in the recording and all that stuff.
Yes. I usually behind the camera or behind the computer.
You're the behind the scenes guy.
Yes. In a way, yeah.
Hey, those guys don't get enough credit. They're the ones that make it work. They make the magic happen.
Very true. But I feel like the ones that love being behind the scenes prefer not to be like
in the spotlight.
Exactly. They're like I find it funny, but it's like they're really good at being number two. And it's more of like that uplifting support to help number one.
Like seeing,
to be in the spotlight.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
And it's like, because I like being incognito, you know?
Mm-hmm. Nice. Yeah, because like the people who made Endgame, like I saw the actual filming, and it's just like a regular person on a green screen. But then like all this stuff is behind the scenes, like all the editing, all the motion, all the stuff that makes it look real is CGI. And it's like, wow. Like,
yeah, CGI is pretty crazy nowadays.
Green screen and blue screen and all that stuff.
Yes. The one that really trips me out is Toy Story 4. I don't know if you've seen it or not. I'm pretty sure you're a family.
Don't tell me it's motion capture. Dude, that'd be crazy if it's motion capture.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that there's some motion capture in there.
Wow.
But they use like real life images, for example, of cars. And they integrate it inside the animated world of Toy Story. And you can really tell by this one scene. I mean, spoiler alert, I guess, but they go to an antique shop and there's a car parked right outside of the antique shop. It's like in the foreground.
Yeah.
And it looks exactly like a real car. And that's because it is a picture of a real car and they just put it on there really
It's just parked though?
Yes. Now, I don't know about moving cars or everything else, but that's like one of the things that really amazes me about the forward momentum of computer generated images, CGI, and movies. So yeah, it's great.
But you said it's not your passion. But yeah, you're very knowledgeable about it.
I am pretty well, I like to geek out about it. Yeah, absolutely. When it comes to like binge watching, I like to binge watch photo, video, or content creation type of thing.
Cool. Like on YouTube?
Yes. I was shouting out that YouTube Premium is better than all the other platforms.
Really?
You got like music.
Yeah.
You got originals.
Yeah.
I don't really watch originals, but you also get like to learn, you know? It's like being like self-educated nowadays, you can find it all on YouTube and on the internet. Yeah. And most of the times, well, I guess I could say in the modern days, it has become more valuable than the normal school system. But I mean, that depends on what you're trying to do though. So,
like, have you seen that meme where it's like how the Indian guy explains it? And it's like a straight pathway, and then how the professor explains it, and it's like a loop-de-loop everywhere, going everywhere.
Right.
And that's on YouTube, and that's crazy. But
yeah. Or it's like those memes is like student as teacher, how do I do my taxes? And then
exactly.
And teacher's like shut up and square dance. I saw that one today. I think I was like, yep.
That's funny, man. But tell the audience a little bit about yourself. Of course, we know each other. We have some history, but tell the audience who you are, where you come from, what you do.
Well, I guess we should probably connect with how we know each other first. Yeah. Because we I mean, I don't know how much you talk about it in general, but we used to work with a leadership company, and I did a lot of photo and video, and we talked about mentorship and self growth in this
personal
company.
Development.
Absolutely. And then
we talk about it in this podcast.
yes, absolutely. And it's a great environment because that's how we met. Yeah. And we saw each other grow as leaders and also in the industries the different industries that we work in.
Yeah.
And then I saw you pop a family out
Pop a family
in a few years. And it was great. I was your wedding photographer.
Yeah, you were. He was.
And I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, dude. Those shots were awesome.
Thank you.
Water. It was raining that day, so he used that to his advantage to make those photos look awesome. And there's like this water shot. It's like literally just a puddle, but it looked like we were on a lake or something, right at the edge of the lake, and you could see the reflection. And we were, wow, that was astonishing.
Thank you. Yes, most photographers know that it's just like taking a photo of a reflection of a nearby body of water. And the way it comes out it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that shoot too.
It was pretty cool
because I guess since one of the things for me is being that since you did ask me like talk about myself more. One of the things that I do a lot is photo and video. Just being an artist, I guess I would call myself be more creative. I'm not like super fast paced like Gary V content creation, but I like taking my time and I like to really be mellow about the work I do.
Yeah.
And it's pretty cool. It's therapeutic.
Yeah, I mean the purpose of having a hobby is to lose yourself in your creativity, whatever you're doing.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, because I sometimes find myself when I do the thumbnail, I lose myself into the creativity. Oh, I'm gonna do this and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean that's the cool thing about being I guess a content creator, that you get to be creative. And one thing that, since you mentioned Gary Vee, one thing that I learned on my end is to not go with the expectation that everybody's gonna love it, but that someone will.
Yeah. I think that's great because I know people that like they post a video or they post a photo and they want like 500,000 likes already. You know,
like it's their first post ever.
Even that, like even people Jenner. Have been doing it for a while.
Yeah, dude. Even then.
Yeah, and I've always liked because when I would look up, because a lot of when it comes to content creation, I like to learn a lot from it off YouTube, just from a bunch of different creators that are.
You learn.
Yeah, and one thing I heard in common when it comes to your Instagram following or your your network in general, is that it just takes time and you gotta be consistent with it.
Yeah.
And you might be like a one-hit wonder, and it'll blow you up, you know, or you might just, climb the stairs gradually, and then you'll be there.
Yeah.
Or you won't never be there.
Yeah, that's why we keep doing this. Because we have seen our audience grow gradually. Of course, it's not from we went from one listener to 50,000 in a week. Like we know it's gonna do gradually, and that's what we want. That's what I want personally. Just because we want it to be natural and those people to actually stick, and like the people that are following us, to make sure that the content that we're creating is actually fulfilling our purpose of the podcast, which is putting some positivity out there in the world, in somebody's ears.
Yeah, and I think podcasts are really valuable too. I love the fact that you and your wife do podcasts. Like, I feel like it's really great, and for one, more like a couples therapy.
Dude, that's exactly what it is.
Absolutely, like why wouldn't you want to be talking to
the
your
truth
wife?
Comes out while we're recording.
and y'all talk about different topics, kind of like you guys go with themes, and with like, for example, Halloween, or when a good movie comes out, New Year's, positivity, or just life update. And I think that's what's really awesome about I guess social media, but it's a tricky game. It's like a two-sided sword, because you can become less social by being more active on social media.
Yeah, and I guess that's what, because ever since this YouTube bomb exploded, I guess, for lack of a better word, I've always wanted to do something, but I've also learned from YouTubers doing the daily vlogs and the prank channels and all that stuff, that you can literally lose yourself in that. Instead of keeping the main thing, now you put focus on your audience.
Right.
When you have to keep focus on yourself, and then trust that whatever you put out there for yourself and what you learned, that someone in your audience is gonna like it.
Right. I think I definitely agree. I would always say,
instead of being a Logan Paul.
Logan Paul, yeah. I mean, he still has fans though.
Yeah,
so.
I mean,
yeah, that's a whole different topic. I mean, if you want to go that route, then I guess there is definitely a crowd for that. Cause like there was another podcast that I'm not gonna mention their name because they're like really like non-filter type of podcast, but it's hilarious. And I'm like, I should put this on like Adult Swim or something. Like that's where the crowd is at.
Wow, really?
And yeah, cause it was it's just raunchy comedy, you know.
Yeah.
But there's a big crowd that likes that type of content. So I always think of that. I guess to point back to what you just said earlier, as long as somebody likes it, you know, heck yeah. If you like it, heck yeah. Who cares? It's art. It's supposed to be spread out. It's what makes us different from robots, AI. Are we getting that to the topic, right? Singularity. Anyways, sorry guys, I'm all over the place. Never been diagnosed ADHD, but I think I am. So
I think everyone is in some kind of way. Like there's a tiny bit.
Especially people like millennials and like similar age groups, the microwave society, like
the microwave.
Give me that.
That's true.
That's weird. Yeah, photo and video. I really like it. It's fun. It started for me when I was young. I always go back to the age of 7 because that's like the earliest memory I remember. Is I saw my dad play with my action figures and record them. And you know what stop motion is?
Yeah.
So for the people who don't know, stop motion is like the Lego movie or Wallace and Gromit, where they use like opposable action figures of the characters and they make a movie just taking like picture by picture by picture, moving the doll frame by frame by frame and put that together in a normal timeline. It makes a moving movie.
Yeah.
So my dad made my action figures climb a bookshelf and look around like as if it's searching for something.
Yeah.
And it was like an evil action figure. So it was even more intense as a little kid. And then the action figure looks at the camera and then it cuts off right there. I'm just like, what? My mind was blown after that.
Yeah.
And that's really that was a catalyst on when it comes to being creative in the photo and video realm. Yeah, I really like playing with it. I always try to do the stop motion with my toys growing up, and then I'll watch my dad like Photoshop pictures of my family, like in a really, really, really cool ways.
Yeah.
Like make clones of us, and I'll be like, what? This was of course so new to me because of how young I was and how I was barely seeing it.
Yeah.
Growing up into it, I took photography and video classes in high school, and I didn't really put much effort into it because I was a wild kid. So my photography teacher actually said it was like, Alex, I hate you as a student, but I love you as a person. She told me that after I dropped out of her class, but I would still hang out with creators though.
Yeah.
Like I would still hang out with people that like to be creative, and they would do like just fun vlogs or just whatever at the time it was. And then going forward, I just started playing with cameras more. I started with a Canon 80D camera, and that was what really sparked that one was my friend and also Casey Neistat, which I'm pretty sure a lot of people already know who that is. So, and really like the whole vlogging revolution. That's kind of where it really picked me up for me too. I did a few vlogs. I don't have a lot of content online. I have most of it just saved in hard drives. At the time, I didn't really care. Right now, I am picking that up on being more, publishing more content online.
Yeah, I've seen you.
Yeah, you've seen me. Yeah, you follow me. And I just it's just I right now I'm in the thought process. Just post something.
Yeah.
Like I like to do like photos, videos, or I just post songs or whatever. You know, just to keep myself moving. I guess.
Yeah, and it's definitely like one thing I've learned is that your audience is not going to be the same like everyone else's audience. Mm-hmm. You have to find your niche and
oh shit.
Yeah. That infamous chair.
Yes, he did warn me about this chair, and I underestimated it still.
Where was I? But yeah, one thing I've learned about our audience is that they like how vulnerable we are, how honest we are, how true we are. Because I've noticed like when we post a picture of something that I believe will get a lot of likes,
right?
Doesn't, and then we post a picture about ourselves and it's like the most liked picture ever. Like, oh, okay, so you like genuine stuff from us. Okay, cool. So That's something I've learned as a creator with our podcast and our content we post on IG is that people like our is it genuity a word?
Your genuine content. You know, you're not trying to fake it. You're putting out more raw content as
because
I call it instead
like
of
the videos that my son sees of people whenever they do pranks and they're narrating.
Yes,
I see their experiences like. I'm like, dude, that's so fake. How can you hold that without laughing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's something that just came with, I guess, learning from other people and everything. But yeah, I mean, we're here to talk about following your passions and dreams and whatever you want to do, follow it, just do it. And I think you're a perfect fit because you found an itch for photography and video editing and all that stuff, and you followed it. So elaborate more on that. What made you decide that?
I guess just being it's just being the creative. Having that creative thought process is something I've always liked, and that it's not just photo and video. I like being artsy. I like writing, especially when it comes to like my favorite style of writing is calligraphy. So it's like the fancy handwriting,
do you
old
know
English. Yes, nice. I do. Yes, I've been doing it for years now. Being crafty, so it could be anything from just painting to making something useful or you're making something artsy, whatever it is. So I wouldn't say that's why you mentioned earlier that's not my passion or something like that. I would say my passion is being just creative.
And just videography and photography is just a gateway to it.
In a way, yeah. It's more of a public thing because like I write everything, but it's like personal journaling. So I keep that to myself, or crafting. If I'm crafting or being artsy or something, most of the time is usually either gifts to someone, or it's something useful to me. Yeah, like a table or something like that. Nice. Working with my hands, but when it comes to photo and video,
you're just really good at it.
Oh, thank you. There's a lot of people that I learned from, and I mean, not to my humility just like prevents me from saying that I'm really, really good because I know I'm still learning. But I do like it. I really I'm well-rounded. I tell people, I've done everything from real estate videos to business seminar videos. You've seen my work on that end. Yeah. A lot of my work on that end. For example, like those would be more of a NDA because since we're working with a corporation and then there's like music licensing involved, I don't really post those online. Yeah. It's only for the private company. Yeah. But so I have a lot of work like that. Restaurants, like quinces, events, weddings, and I also like to shoot models. And my favorite, let's not forget landscape and travel vlogs whenever I do travel. Or just fun short videos that don't really have a purpose. It's just for fun.
For you.
Yeah, for me, exactly. To showcase like what I did or just to kill time. Like, I really like to edit late at night. And it's not really a good thing because no, it's not. Because I like to sleep and then I prefer waking up early in the morning. But that's kind of where I feel like, all right, I could do this until I'm like passed out. And I have to worry.
Are you like me where a lot of your good ideas come late at night? Yes. But you're in bed?
Yeah, I'm a night owl. But I like to journal it all. I recently just switched to my phone. Yeah. Phone notes app. And I just journal something real quick. But throughout the day, those ideas come out throughout the day. But late at night, a good amount of them come out. It's like those conversations you have with yourself, like, exactly. Oh,
this is what I could do here.
It's like, okay, like it starts out with like, you know what? If I said this, my conversation would have been better with that other person. And they're like, oh yeah, I could shoot this tomorrow or something. Yeah. It's like when your mind goes all over the place.
Yeah, when I was into doing like producing music, like EDM music, I would come up with like a melody and a rhythm while I'm laying in bed, ready to go to sleep. So I'm like, I'm not gonna pop up my computer right now and like figure out what the notes are because I was still learning, so I don't know what C# or anything like that were. But in my head, I would hear the melodies like, oh, this is so cool.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Yeah. Because when I edit videos, I also mess with the music. I edit the music too. I could either loop, like usually I just go with just a loop or try to transition it or mash it up with a different song so it could flow with the story.
Yeah, and then you think of a song like, oh, this would have been the perfect song for this video.
Absolutely.
Or this could fit right here, like the drop can't go into this transition. So
Yeah,
I
like,
get you.
yeah, like a mutual friend of ours, he told me that the song that I used for the last seminar video that I made like 2 weeks ago, and it was like that it fit the part because all of y'all were on fire, like pumped up after the leadership seminar. I'm just like, yeah, music is very important. There's a saying that 50% of the content is audio.
Yeah, because and I feel the same way. Because I help with the music side of of that leadership seminar, and I've learned just from like going to raves alone that anything before the main act, if it's something dull, then people are gonna expect something dull out of the main act. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So you kind of have to not overpower the main act, but at the same time still keep people looking forward to the main act. If that makes sense. That's why they have openers.
Right.
And the openers have to like bring the energy.
Very true. I could see that, and it makes sense to me. I'm not much of a raver.
I used to be, not anymore.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what I learned.
After high school, right after high school, I was a party and all that, but I kind of like grew myself out of it, and the way I grew myself out of it was just reading. Just
maturing.
Yeah, maturing, exactly.
Maturing and learning, like, oh, okay, well.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, I'm 25 right now, so it's not like it's been a big time gap or whatever. But yeah, video editing, it's fun. I lose myself when I edit. 4 to 6 hours go by really fast. That's if I'm in the zone sometimes, but sometimes you get burnt out. You get burnt out really easily.
Oh yeah, dude. That's the bad thing, because one thing I think, I don't know if Dr. Dre said it or someone, or just like some artist,
right,
that when they were in the zone, they wouldn't leave the studio. Like no matter what, they were hungry,
right,
sleepy. That just because their creative mind is going and they don't want to lose track of it, they would just stay and stick around.
Absolutely.
So I was like, oh, all right.
I can relate. I've fallen asleep with my iPad like still on the same page where I left off editing so many times, and I wake up, I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not done with it yet.
Right.
And it's not like, most of the times, like I'm pretty good with the deadlines, but just when it's late. Like I'm trying to, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm trying to balance it all out. Just because there's obviously like there's so much more than the creative life: health, wealth, love, happiness, family. Yeah. And just trying to balance all that out at the moment right now. Because when it's 2020, it's February 12th. Yeah. February 12th. So I kind of went like really extreme the first year of 2020. It actually I started in December, but made it public of course once the new year started, and then right now I'm like in a phase where it's like, all right, like, you need to
find balance.
Yeah, exactly, the balance. Like you kind of like one thing that a few leaders that we worked with would say, it's like, make a mess and then we'll clean it up. That's kind of what happened.
Yeah, like just do, and then okay, you'll figure out how to balance everything later on.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when it comes to editing, because it takes a lot of time, and then and also edit a lot of photos too. When it comes to like, I guess it really depends what it is. Because I'm trying to one thing I really think is important is your digital profile nowadays. And I mean, I guess if you're like a nurse or something, and that doesn't really matter much, but in the creative artist field, I would say it does. That way you could spread a message to it. It doesn't have to be your message, or you can help someone else spread out their message to the world. Yeah,
because there's so many content creators out there now. Then you need to find a way for you to separate yourself from everyone else, like in a very tiny way, but still separate yourself. Not create the same content someone else is doing.
Right.
Because like one thing that I know this is not going to be a forever thing is YouTube, because YouTube is a trend.
Yeah, absolutely.
People who are popular on YouTube are trendy. That's it.
Yes.
They won't be there when the kids are 25. They're gonna die. They're gonna die. I mean, they will. I guess they will. But like their content is gonna die. You know what I mean? They're gonna stop being trendy.
Oh yeah, that's like, inevitable.
Like remember Equals 3?
Equals 3. Well, he's back.
Well, yeah, he's back, but he's not as big as YouTubers like nowadays.
Oh yeah, but he changed his viewpoint, I guess, or
Yeah.
he changed his route when it comes to his content. But yeah, Equals 3, I remember Equals 3. He was #1 in the world at the time.
Yeah, exactly. He was #1, and now he's people like that are in their, I guess, teens now. They don't have no idea who they are, who he is. But
True.
we grew up on that because it was like
Yeah.
new to us, and
Absolutely.
he was the first YouTuber for us.
Very true. Yeah, he was very. Equals 3 was so wild. it was just redoing viral videos, like AFV.
Yeah,
like how
like
American
AFV,
Funniest Home Videos is like our parents. Equals 3 is like that to us, and then TikTok is like to people younger than us. That's weird saying that, huh? But it's whatever. It's real. I like when with all that. There's so much stuff out there, and it's great. I think it's awesome. At the same time, it's like where are we at, like in people to people.
Yeah.
And my friend calls me a hippie just because I talk like about this all the time. But it's like that's another reason why I'm like not like super like up ramp content creation. Just like taking my time because like like enjoy every day.
Yeah, because
enjoy the journey.
Exactly, because as a creator, you can't really dwell on the likes and the comments being positive and how many views or stuff like that, how many subscribers you have, because then you'll lose yourself, and the point of your content is gonna get lost in that.
Oh yeah,
you're gonna stop being real. You're gonna start being fake. You're gonna start clickbaiting.
For views. That's an art right there. Clickbait.
Yeah, I've been clickbaited before. And I was like, all right, well.
My first clickbait was a Rick roll one.
You got Rick rolled?
Yes, that was great. That was part of that.
But with that being said, I know we're talking about passion and everything. I know it's not your passion. Like, your passion is creativity.
Right.
What I wanted to really touch on is how you decided to pursue it, regardless of all those, like, because as a content creator, you go through those thoughts. Right. Like, okay, well, is my content good?
Right.
Or am I going to have an audience at all? How many, too afraid to receive negative comments or blah, blah, blah. Or I'm not going to get many views. Or there's too many content creators out there already. Why should I even try? So that's what I want to really touch on. Like, despite all of that, what made you still pursue like a hobby or something in creativity, whether it's photography, calligraphy, or anything?
I guess... Not to be too blunt, but I don't care what other people think.
Exactly.
And I mean, 2020 people would get offended with just that statement, right? It's like, it's whatever.
And did you start with the most elaborate equipment, or did you start like just finding some stuff?
No,
pawn shops or something.
That's always a great question, because a lot of people think that they need the highest end stuff to create content with, or whatever the case may be. Yeah. Really, it's just your phone, and a good amount of my content is done on an iPhone 6s, and it's like years old, but it works. It works great, and I mean, like, I don't care if it's 8K resolution or whatever. I just like to shoot.
Yeah. Exactly.
But when it comes to equipment, I realized that after using a lot of stuff, I realized how much I didn't need all that. Like, for example, drones. I love drones. I've used, I've owned 2 drones, but I've used 4 different types of drones, and they're all great. They're all great for their use and what it is. But for me, it's like, this is like taking too much of my time.
Because I've thought about it too. Like, okay, I want a professional camera. I want a drone.
Right.
Like, I could do so many crazy stuff.
Right.
But then I'm not sure if this is how you felt.
Right.
But I never driven a drone or had like a professional camera. But I thought to myself, well, drones are expensive. They're like $300+. Cameras the same. Right. Like professional cameras. Right. And I find myself thinking, okay, well, how often am I going to really use it?
Yeah, exactly. That's I 100% agree with that. The drones are useful though if you create content, but it really just depends on what you're trying to do, what your content is, and kind of where your budget is too. For example, like the next drone I'm gonna get is gonna be the Mavic Mini. And it's the
ones that are like 150 grams or something.
Yeah, 249 grams, if I remember correctly. And the reason why I would get that one is because you don't have to register it, because FAA regulations require you to register drones up to if it is 250 over 250 grams, then 250 grams and over.
Yeah,
that's why this drone is 1 gram below FAA regulations.
0.1 gram.
Exactly. So you can use it in a lot of different areas.
Yeah, and get shots that no one else could.
Exactly. When it comes to the super high-end expensive ones, there's some really good ones out there. But I would say more it's like if you absolutely need it, like for so much content you need, or I guess for production.
Yeah.
And income, then hey, you can do your research and get those. But if you're just doing it for fun, but if you do have clients that request drone cinematography, get a license to do that commercially.
Yeah.
Because I have friends that I just give them like $50 and it's like, yo, I need this shot, and
boom,
they film it for me, and it's they're certified to do it commercially, so I don't get in trouble either. They get paid, I get the content.
Exactly. You outsource and
exactly, yeah. It's all I definitely outsource. Like when it comes to the other equipment like gimbals, I outsourced a lot of gimbals, I outsourced gimbals a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
And after I've only used 3 different types of gimbals. That's because I was thinking about one that's like it has a built-in camera, but it's like that one was weird. I've used 3 different types of gimbals. One was for a phone, and 2 were for like SLR, DSLR mirrorless cameras.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is awesome. $600 gimbal. This is a really awesome tool.
Dang.
But I don't need it. It's
exactly.
Like I don't need it for what I'm using it for.
Yeah.
My camera has a it's called OSS, optic. It's just stabilized. The lens is stabilized, and that helps give me smoother footage. And at the same time, the way you move the camera also will help you out, and the frame rate you record it in, and all that stuff. So there's ways around buying a $600 gimbal, or you could just buy a cheaper gimbal.
Yeah, I mean, like the new iPhone 11 is.
Yeah, that's stabilized, and it's really, really good. Like your phone, the stabilization on the iPhone 11 is really, really good. Like
I saw it on. I realized it on a video of The Rock. Because he always posts videos of him in the gym, and he's recording like with the rear view camera.
Right.
And he's moving his hands. He's always very talkative with his hands and everything. And I just saw that camera. I was like, that camera is not like blurry at all. Like, I'm like, wow,
it's pretty cool. No, absolutely, it's really, really cool. And because when it comes to equipment, I like to do my research on it if I'm gonna buy it permanently.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like if it's something like I could rent, like camera bodies, like I would prefer renting them, because the moment you buy it, it's basically obsolete because a new one comes out like next month or something. Yeah. It's just so quick. But good cameras last a while though, so nothing really wrong with that. Yeah. So I use all I use is my Sony camera. I mean, I have tripods. I have Joby. I used to have Joby. I broke it. But I have a small one for my GoPros. I have GoPros too. And that's really, really it. I like I said, if I need it, I outsource it.
Yeah.
But if I don't need it, then I'll just work with what I got.
Yeah.
And it makes me lightweight too. I don't have to worry about a bunch of equipment. I could focus on just these 2-3 items instead of like, oh, this light over here. Oh, this drone I need to fly. I forgot. Oh no, it distracts you too much.
Yeah. I think if someone is waiting to have everything perfect for them to be able to create content,
right,
I think they're just going to be overwhelmed. Because first of all, you still need to learn the trade of creating content first. One thing that people need to realize is that they have to keep at it until they find their rhythm,
right, and
then their content will get better. But they have to create content constantly.
Yes,
instead of just once and then.
Yeah, do good work and then work comes to you. Yeah. When you mentioned like try to make everything perfect, that's like a pet peeve of mine. When people try to make sure that everything is perfect, like okay, in the sense like if I have a client,
and they pay you $50, but they expect the
Yeah, like a $50,000 production shoot, and they want everything to be perfect. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, like it was good as it was. But I mean, I get why they do that. You know, they pay for it. They have a vision too. Um, but at the same time, if I feel like you gotta be careful with which clients you choose. Also,
Yeah.
I'm actually pretty picky with my clients sometimes, because if they don't treat it like an art, then it's like it's a little depressing doing the work for them. It's like, ugh. Like,
Yeah, like now
it's
it
not fun.
becomes now, yeah, exactly. Now it's not fun. Now you're doing it for somebody else, and what your point of view is not their point of view when it comes to the art. Like their creativity is different. So yeah, I get you.
But there are times where it's really, really when the client they're cool and they just ask. You know, it really does also depend on their level of expectation, what you have. Like if they want something, but if you don't have the equipment or they didn't pay for that equipment to be there, then it's like all right, well, we gotta work this out then.
Like, how are we gonna fix this?
Like a lot of the out of town seminar videos that I've made, a good amount of them I had to make a final movie, and then I had to change it like 3 or 4 more times afterwards, just so it could be compliant.
Yeah.
And at the same time, if they wanted to add something else, or if they wanted to cut something out, and I'm pretty quick about it, so I don't mind it, especially just because the clients themselves are great people. But some of them are too much perfectionists. I'm like, all right, yeah, I'll make this video for you, but go to someone else for another project.
Like have you ever had a client where you show them your product, and then they show you the product that they want, like from another photographer or artist?
Right, yeah.
And then they tell you, okay, well, I want it like this.
Okay.
Have you ever had that happen?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't blame them. More so is like I guess like they don't mean to be ignorant when it comes to that field, because they are in a different field.
Yeah. They're just paying for the product.
Right. So yeah, because I had that reminded me of a story I had with a broker that wanted me to do videos for one house, and she was expecting like drone shots, and like she was expecting like high end. She was like showing me a machine that does like 360 video. It's like it's a specialty camera for real estate. I'm like, well, you can do that. Or she was like, tell me, can you program this inside of this? I'm like, well, I'm not a like app developer, or like I'm not like a software engineer, so I couldn't. I had to tell her no, because it's all on the website or something. Yeah. She thought like I could make Marvel movies right now or something. I'm just like, yeah, your expectation is too high. At the same time, your budget's too low. So some people are just, it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Or we work something out. Usually we work something out. And I just tell, and people who don't really get it, I mean, at the same time, like I said, I don't blame them. But people who don't get it, it's like just look at my work. I did it like this, and I could do it like that for you too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like I did a quince once. And it's like, how you gonna? And it was a solo one, so I just did it by myself. And I was like, how you gonna take both photo and video? I'm like, I got this. and I don't really go into detail, but yeah, I did it, and it was great. You just gotta be quick too, though, when you're running and gunning it.
Like you guys should have seen him at our wedding during the church ceremony. He was. We didn't see him until I don't even know when.
I just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah, he just popped out of nowhere, and we just see him running all across the room, and it's a big room. Like it was.
There were like 6 different weddings going at the same time.
Yeah, it was 6 different couples, so it was like a group wedding. We didn't get to marry to each couple. It was just like
right.
Like we got married to each other's partner. It was just a group of couples that got married at the same time.
Right.
And each had their own different photographer. But he was the one that's like, you were the one with the least equipment, and like the shots were like, wow. Like if you had a production or something, like a production team with you.
Thank you. Yeah. Now I'll walk around all over the place to get different angles. Yeah.
Yeah, and you could see like your mind running like, oh, it'll be a good shot over here and over there and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Absolutely, that's running and gunning it. And
I think you were taking photos while running.
I was. No, he's talking about this one part where like like every other couples of these photographers and videographers, they all went up.
Yeah.
To get a closer shot. So I went up. I was just like, and I'm like, all right, let's get back to business.
Take multiple shots instead of just one, and just pick one out of all.
It worked.
Yeah, I mean,
it worked.
If you think about it, that's how girls do Instagram. Like they take 100 pictures, you just post one.
It's so funny.
But
so
you
true.
do it like in a second.
Yeah,
so it's pretty cool.
I like to try to get the shot. Gotta get
the perfect shot.
You gotta do it for the gram, you know.
Yeah. Yep. And another thing I wanted to touch on, like doing what you want to do. Like if you have an itch to do something, just do it. And I feel like that's something that we both were able to do. Like me with this podcast, and you with your creativity and photography and calligraphy and writing, and also your videography, which is pretty cool. And just keep at it, because I mean, we can relate in that we didn't start off as professionals.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, you've seen our transition when it came to our very first episode to now. I mean, you've seen it. We've gone from only audio to now video. We've gone from $20 mics to, I mean, still cheap mics, but
nah, I mean, these sound a lot better.
Yeah, they do sound a lot better. They do sound a lot better. The production value has gone up. Like we have lights now, we have camera. Yeah. We have studio stuff.
That sign.
So if of course that's something that comes with time. It doesn't come right away. Like you don't need to have all this. You don't need to have a $5,000 camera to be a photographer. You can literally just with your phone.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I always tell that to people. Like just use your phone. Just start off with your phone. It's like, bro, no, I need to buy the new Canon camera or Sony, or I need to get the next best thing. But they haven't done anything with their phone. I use my iPhone 6s, like I said. So
exactly, like that touches a point where, like, if you're not good with the phone, what makes you think that you're going to be better with a $5,000 camera? Like $5,000 camera, it's not going to make you better. Of course, it's going to be better quality.
Oh yeah,
but you still have to learn the trade.
Absolutely.
You still have to learn how to like you said, it's not just the camera. It's the color scheme, it's the angles, it's whatever you're taking a picture of.
Mm-hmm. It's a story itself.
Exactly. And also the editing in the back end.
Yes.
So like I think some people, well, maybe in photography or videography, some people think that the video that they see that inspires them is what they're going to capture on the lens, but it's really it's whatever they capture on the lens and then the editing.
Yeah, the story comes together in the edit.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely, I agree. Like, I've been playing with photos recently, just kind of how to be different on showcasing them. And when is this podcast gonna come out?
Probably in a few days.
Oh, okay. So I won't reveal this secret then yet.
But when is whatever you're gonna release gonna come?
Hopefully Valentine's Day.
Okay, cool.
Because with this idea that I have, or that I've been I did that face because it's exactly what I'm talking about right now. Because I've really been interested in capturing movement and photos at the same time, and just integrating the whole, like in simple terms, just slow-mo, high quality slow-mo, and then snapshotting the image from that slow-mo. And that requires a good model that knows how to move.
Like a good model as in the person that you're taking a picture of? Okay, cool.
Model, yes. That requires a good model. And I know a good amount of models that would do great on this. It's just like my thing right now is like it needs to be planned out well. Because at the same time, I'm like busy too. Like I got a normal job, and then I do other work, and then
those models are the same.
Exactly. And then I'm more focused on my personal health too than I am creativity. I like creativity a lot, but I've been focusing more on spiritual and personal health. That way I could continue being creative.
Exactly. Increase your creativity.
Definitely helps. So yeah, that's just kind of like an idea that I've been playing around with. I've already done it with a few girls, with 2 girls. But I want to continue on doing it. So I guess you'll see it in the future. They're IGTV videos, so.
Now, keyword on what he just said is continue.
Continue. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yes, of course. Consistency.
Like, exactly. Yeah. Because what you said is that you have an idea, but you know that it's going to be a process to make that idea happen.
Right. Exactly.
But in that process, you have to continue in order for that idea to come into reality.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not just going to happen overnight. That's something that people need to learn.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of overnights that make a person an overnight success. And I definitely agree with that statement, especially in the creative realm, because people don't see all the work you've done. They only see like the big one, the viral one.
Yeah, all the learning. It's like those pictures of the iceberg, like what people see, but like all in the bottom of the iceberg is like the deepest part. And it's all the learning, the late nights, the stress that you put yourself into after to get something done in time or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's procrastination, but but I really
procrastination is
but I say that because I work really well under pressure when it comes to creative realm. Like those seminars, I only have like 6 hours to edit the final video after all the footage I film, but like you find your way. Like I film all one day and I start building it up the next day, and then until the third day. Oh, the seminars that I talk about, they're 3 days, and I film all 3 days, and I had to have the final edit done Sunday afternoon. So
then you have to go through most of the footage. Do you go through all the footage, or do you go through most of it?
Most of it. I don't go through every single one of them.
It's hours of footage.
Right. You don't. I guess if you just, I've learned to really pick and choose what to film, how to film, where to film.
No, did that come right from the get go? Was it over time?
I definitely had to learn that one by moving. like your wedding, how I was a ninja back and forth.
Exactly. Like, you know, you're not gonna get the perfect shot from just taking a few pictures. You know that you have to get like a quantity, and then you'll find the quality in that quantity.
Oh yes. There's a photographer. I forgot his name, but he said that 90% of your photos are crap, and you just pick the top 10.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you get those top 10.
Same as girls do with IG photos.
With their selfies, yeah. Of course, they gotta pick the best ones.
How many pictures they post, like one. How many pictures they take, 1,000.
Yeah, I know a few. It's like I always laugh because like when they post, when they're about to post them or something, if I'm hanging out with them, it's like I just see like bunch throughout the same, which is like, oh my goodness, you're that type of person. But there's nothing wrong. It's just funny to me. It's entertaining to me because I'm the same way with my photos.
I think everyone is. I mean, I'm more of a simple guy. If you saw our last picture of my wife and I in our Firelane Instagram, it was just one picture.
Right. Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah, I think keeping it simple is really good too, because if you try to like overdo it for a reason, I guess like let's say likes, then you will be disappointed. But if you overdo it because of the creativity aspect, then I think it's really, really great. And
I just didn't care what people think.
Right. And you should be like that. I mean, I guess if you're like an unfiltered account, just people just unfollow you. But like if you're pretty genuine about your content, then people who do like it will come.
Yeah, like you have to trust in the content that you're putting out there, and that's gonna touch some strings on people, and that they're gonna be attracted to you,
right?
And then follow you. Because I've done the whole trying to grow my Instagram account quickly,
right?
And we went from, because right now we have like 100 something followers. I think like above
for Firelane.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we were at a point, we were at 300 at one point, and it went back down to like 134.
What?
And
how did that happen? Whoa.
So I was listening to people of accounts that are doing like marketing for, hey, grow your Instagram account.
Right.
And one thing they said is comment in a lot of posts, and just basically that. So I did that. Those people followed me.
Right.
But just like everyone else in the world who has an Instagram account is trying to grow theirs, they do the same thing.
Like, hey, good photo. And then it's a different account that says the same thing right underneath.
Exactly. So I quickly find out that those people are just doing, they're following you, but then like 2 to 3 days later, they unfollow you.
Mm-hmm.
So all those people that got us to 300 were fake.
Right.
Like I went back to our history of how many followers we have, and I checked some of those accounts. Some of those accounts are like from they were created back in 2019.
Right.
And they only posted one photo. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Even people that, even when they're real accounts, they still do that. Like I get a lot of them too, and I don't even follow them. I just like their comment, and then that's it. It's like, all right, bye.
Yeah, that's something I learned. That okay, well, I don't like ungenuine following.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
basically that's what it is. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, we're gonna grow this naturally. If it grows, it grows. If it doesn't, well, we still love what we do and the content that we're putting out there. And the people that have commented, have shown us support. They're the reason why we keep doing it. And,
right.
And there's so many examples of how that will eventually work in the long term, like PewDiePie.
Right. Oh yeah.
Like PewDiePie, he celebrated I think 100 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers once. And he was just like video games and a voice, and that's it.
True.
But now he's like,
I don't really follow PewDiePie, but I do know he's like really huge.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's all he does, huh? Just video games and
well, and I think now he does more like ranting.
Ranting
videos while playing video games.
True. Well, that's kind of where it is now, huh?
Yeah.
If you rant or if you diss somebody, you get more following just because the negativity is what attracts the mass.
Exactly. And that's something that motivated us to do a podcast. Is that, okay, well, we see all this content creators putting out there. Are they aware of their audience? So like people that are listening to them and how they're impacting them. Like when that whole... Going back to that Logan Paul thing, my son watched them during that time, and I was like, "Oh wow,
that's wild!"
Like exactly, like does this guy who is not even a full-on adult or hasn't gone through, I guess, adult things that made him mature? I guess that's one thing. Is he aware of the content he's putting out there and the audience that follows him?
Yeah,
and the impact that he's having in those people's minds.
I definitely agree that you should be careful what you post too. Or not really be careful what you post, but more have thought in what you post.
Like be conscious of what you're posting.
Because I mean, there's accounts that post like dark things like that. Yeah. And they do pretty good, but that's because that's their intention. So, really,
I mean, that's why the news works.
Yeah.
It's all negative.
Of course. Yeah, K-Fox and boomers. Yeah. It's a dangerous world out there.
Just K-Fox, not anyone else.
CNN too, man. CNN too. I don't watch TV. Dude. I don't watch news.
Exactly, dude.
I hear from other people or from social media.
Like we don't watch TV at all. We don't watch antenna TV at all because when the news is on, it's all negative. Yeah. Like even Facebook, dude. Facebook, I went through a period of having no Facebook at all because all the previous mass shootings that happened, I had no idea about them until I went to work.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because I mean, I didn't watch the news, but other people do. Right. So they would talk about it. So like, dude.
Yeah, it's a crazy world, but it wouldn't be a perfect world if everything was perfect. Yeah. And we're just gonna grow from it. We're just gonna. Like what? That's really else. You just gotta accept it, I guess. Humans are humans, you know, and the world is great no matter what.
Yeah, one thing we all have to learn is that we can only control us. Right. We can't control the people.
I love how this went like a different route.
We went from passion to
I mean, that's because we're talking about media.
It all falls in the content, in the bubble of content.
Exactly. Yes. And I'm pretty bold when it comes to my content sometimes, though. And that's still in the aspect of I don't care what other people think, but I am trying to be more careful on how I put things too. Because I know that my fire could burn someone by accident.
Well, that's why we call this Fire Lane Podcast.
Exactly. That's what that...
Because someone is either going to get burnt or fired up.
True. Heck yes.
Most people get fired up, but we've done some episodes where...
I like your music that you put on your podcast.
Thank you. It's all courtesy of moi.
Of moi. Monsieur Moises.
I don't alter that stuff.
You what?
I don't alter that stuff.
Oh,
like,
okay.
Like literally when I told you before we started recording, everything is free.
Right.
GarageBand is free. I was able to do the track here actually.
Right.
So everything is free. And my experience of making music just came from paying $200 for Logic in my previous laptop.
Yeah. I used to be a house party DJ but during high school. And by house party, I mean I just got equipment and then I would go to house parties and just play.
Oh, I thought you were going to go like, it was just me in my room. In my own house.
I mean, I would practice in my room. It was great. And it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Yeah.
What really kind of turned me off from continuing it is just the crowd that you're in.
The scene.
Exactly. And it's great when you're a DJ, and I love being a DJ, but I wasn't a big fan of the scene still. I was like, this is boring. It was boring to me. The music was great, but the scene was boring. I guess if I maybe went a little bit further and went to like clubs or something, maybe it could have been different. But I just did it for fun. Yeah. I don't really go for the money aspect, but they do bring money, like photo and video.
Yeah.
It's a great hobby and it brings me money sometimes. So it's great.
Yeah,
it's a better scene than being a DJ in my opinion.
Yeah,
that's just me.
I've seen like pictures that you've taken with other creators, and I guess you just put yourself in an environment with other creators,
right?
So you kind of like build off each other, so it's pretty cool. And yeah, that's another, like, for us, the podcast, we don't see it as a money making thing, but if the opportunity comes, we don't say no to money.
Of course. Yes.
I was gonna say no to money.
I was gonna name a company, but it's like, never mind. You gotta be sponsored. We gotta be sponsored first.
Sponsor us first, then we'll mention you.
I'm really big into that, not promoting brands that don't sponsor me. Usually, you don't see me post a brand unless I do get paid for it, and there's a few products that I post on social media I do get paid for, so it's like it works.
Yeah, like the only brand that you'll be able to see is ours.
In the video. It's ours.
Like, this is a laptop. You want to know what it is, you can guess whatever you want, but it's covered.
Yeah.
The microphones, the logo is in the front.
True.
So yeah, this could just be
even his water bottles over there.
Bam.
But
no labels.
I'm the same way with my water.
But yeah, I mean, you want to do your plug?
Like, it's just follow me on Instagram. I like to just live my day every day. I usually post what I do, what I think, music, quotes, and all of that mindset. But I'd like to take photos and videos too. So you can follow me on Instagram at CarriDreams, CARRI_dreams.
There you go.
And
you have a YouTube channel?
I do, but it's my full name, but it's whatever. I'm more focused on Instagram right now. Because I really want to play more with vertical video. So that's where my energy is at right now, using the vertical video platform and be creative on that. And like, my favorite type of vertical videos I made, I think I already talked about a little bit, is just shooting models, slow-mo, and then capturing snippets of those photos and showcase it.
Have you ever been interested in being a videographer for a certain YouTuber?
That thought has come to mind. Maybe not. I don't know about a YouTube specifically, but more like I guess be exactly what you said, videographer for a content creator, an like influencer. Yeah, exactly like Gary Vee. There's a lot of like opportunity on that end as well.
Yeah.
So that's come to mind. We'll see.
You never know. You might be, when we grow out of this and go into an actual studio, you might be the guy behind the scenes in the video. Well,
you should hit me up send me a DM. Send me a DM on this, and then we'll talk about it.
Do your plug again.
Already plugged it. But yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Of course.
Sorry I went all over the place still, but
it's all good.
It was fun.
That's what we enjoy about recording podcasts, is that we have a topic, but it can go anywhere.
Right. Well, yeah, thank you.
Of course. And you know where you can follow us on our Instagram and Facebook at firelanepodcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel that we can see the video version of this, and you can hear the audio version wherever you listen to podcasts. But other than that, thank you very much, Alex, for coming over. Hope to have you back soon.
Thank you.
And looking forward to the content you're going to create.
Awesome. Catch y'all later.
Later.